Okay, hey Gupsters, how are you Gupsters doing? Thank you so much for joining me on another video. We have finished with all the videos that have to do with home buying, home renovation, and basically sort of like home updates for now. More is coming. We want to add a cupboard, I think, back there, but you know, I'll keep you guys, you'll probably see that more sort of live videos. I still have a few more videos from like backlog videos that were filmed last year that I wasn't editing. I do apologize, lots was happening in my life at the time, but I'm bringing them to you now, so that's fantastic. Let me know what you thought about the home renovation series. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I got some beautiful lovely comments from you Gapsters, and it was lovely to share it with you, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it and also learned something about home renovation and thinking about, you know, decisions about what you're going to decorate, what you're going to use, the materials that you're thinking of using, how you're going to put them together, and all of that. And also just the home buying process, dealing with banks and all of that. If you haven't watched it, go back. My last 4 videos are all about home buying and home renovation and home renovations, so you'll be able to just see them. They're not too far down in my archive on my channel. Next up, we are doing the wedding series. As you all know, I got married last month. Actually, what's the date? What's the date today? What is the date? Oh, love! Jimmy? Jimmy? Babe? Is he ignoring me?
No.
Are you ignoring me?
Oh no, I was listening to something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah?
Happy 1 month plus 1 day anniversary.
Oh.
We missed it. It's the 6th of June today.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just telling the Gapsters, and then I was like, yes, so we happy anniversary, my love, my love, my leafy. Anyway, so yeah, we missed that anniversary. What kind of newlyweds are these? But yeah, so as you all know that we got married, we went to Home Affairs, and that's where we got married. But I'm sure some of you must be wondering, I wasn't about to say, so many of you have asked me in the DMs, because that's a lie. My influencer dreams, guys. I'm sure some of you must be wondering if we had a traditional wedding, if we didn't have a traditional wedding, some of the legal processes around sort of our marriage and those kinds of things. So this is what this series is going to be all about. It's going to be about our traditional wedding. It's going to be about speaking with lawyers and getting marriage contracts together. It's going to be why we ended up getting married in Grahamstown, and all sorts of things. So yeah, please stay tuned for the next, I think it will be 3 or 4 videos. I don't think it will take longer than that. Then you're going to be up to date, and we're going to be moving on with videos sort of more current, 2021, this hair, this face. You're not going to be seeing the blonde hair, the red hair, the blue hair anymore. So this is the last few videos where you're going to be seeing different color hair, because as you know, last year I went through a bit of a hair moment, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I actually don't know if I should cut my hair one last time, but it's winter, so if I do cut it, it will be like in summer, like spring. Cut it one last time before I start growing it again, or am I now too far in the growth process? Because it's winter, you can't be walking around with a bald head. Not doing that. Anyway, this video is not about hair anyway, Gapsters. So yeah, stick around, find out. And this video specifically is going to speak about our Swaziland wedding and planning, actually the traditional wedding, specifically planning the Swaziland traditional wedding, which was going to be the Lobola negotiations, as well as the Lobola celebration, or the receiving of the Lobola. That's what this video is going to be. So we started planning for our Swaziland actually, we started planning for our Eswatini traditional wedding soon after Jimmy moved to PE. Jimmy moved to PE last year, September, if I'm not mistaken. And by then, I can't remember if we're in level 1 yet or not, or level 1 was going to be announced like very soon. But we were like around there, like level 1 was about to be announced, or we were already on level 1, but they had still restricted international travel. So we were just waiting for the news that says borders are open, you can now travel internationally, and we were like, yes. So when Jimmy first arrived, literally in the first 2 weeks of him arriving, well, I'm sure we were talking about it already, but this video is from about 2 weeks with him being here. We were already starting to plan it. I had already been talking to my mother by this point, and his mother had already been talking to him, and we had notified uncles, and you know, everyone was like aware that like everyone's just waiting for the border to come, and then, you know, things must happen. Now, our plan at the time was that we would have everything in one weekend. So we would get to Swaziland, and we would maybe like on the Friday have them like negotiate, and then on the Saturday or the Sunday have like a celebration. And you know, we were not planning on obviously all the lobola being paid. I don't know about some cultures, but in Swati culture you don't have to pay all the lobola. In fact, it's almost encouraged that you leave something behind, because the idea is that you should be building relations, and you never stop building relations. So there's always a reason to come back, for the in-laws to always come back to the other in-laws and always like celebrate, and you know, like, so there's this like notion that you never really should finish, like it should take you a little bit of a while, which I suppose is why some people say that, for example, Swati lobola tends to be a bit higher than other cultures, where, you know, like it's not like, but I don't know why Swati lobola, people say Swati lobola is higher. I don't actually know if Swati lobola is higher. Do you guys think that Swatis pay more for lobola than other cultures? I don't know. I think I hear it's a rumor. I don't know. But yeah, like we learned a lot in the process, and it was a lot. Listen to me when I talk about the fact that my ass has hit new levels. Check out the match. Check out the okay, I had to laugh it out there, but guys, y'all know I've been telling you guys, right, that my boyfriend is in town, so I'm acting a proper fool. And look, I've started. How do you feel about this matching life, baby? Do you feel like you've reached levels of labeling? Huh? Don't just laugh there. People are gonna be like, you've been held hostage.
Yes, I am.
Darling, did I tell you why I've brought you here?
I think so.
Why have I brought you here?
You're here to plan the signing away of my life.
The signing away of your life. Huh? The signing away of your life. Yes, Gabster. So we decided to take a walk. Now that level 1 is here, we are almost within with the international travel. We have decided to start planning our Swazi ceremony, which would be the initial lobola negotiations. So yeah, we need to plan that day. I'm not going to talk much here because actually it's quite windy. The ocean is everywhere, so I'm not sure how great this footage is going to be, like if you can hear me. But that's what we're going to do. We're filming the day, and then I'll tell you a little bit more in terms of like some of the things that we had to negotiate. But that's what we're doing right now. What I have for you, my darling, to help you through this terrible time.
What is that? Oh.
It's a cider. Huh? So can you open for us? It's also non-alcoholic. Cheers, darling. You get them drunk, then you get them to marry.
Yeah, it's shot. Okay. Alright, so passport, food, decor, entertainment, public and music application. And I got all the sections right.
Yeah, it's like part of the application. One thing.
Things have gone awry because this guy is being difficult.
Not
He's
being difficult. I'm being realistic.
What are you doing?
I'm being practical.
Why?
Because it doesn't make sense for a guy to wear white pants.
Gabsters? Can you honestly tell me that a guy shouldn't wear white pants? Will you honestly, in this day and age, in the year of 2020 pandemic,
In 1997, during
COVID.
Michael Jackson, maybe.
in the year of COVID, you want to tell me that
I actually have a pair of white pants.
exactly?
And I've never worn them. I've worn them once
Yeah.
for white only function.
Had a white only. I'm bringing it back.
And that was it.
I'm bringing it back.
And when last were you invited to a white only function?
I've never even been to a white only function. Forget being invited. I've never been invited. Never
That's a
been.
year 20 something. I mean, I guess.
But Gabsters, please can I? Firstly, my baby got beautiful, beautiful. I don't know why you are being like this. Ne? I think you would look awesome in my pants. Secondly, please see the vision. Let me show you. Okay. I want an extremely light, airy wedding, right? It's a traditional wedding, but I want it to be bright and light. So this is my vision for it, right? How is he gonna wear white pants in the middle of all of this lightness? Rather at least get a brown pants like this, like a light brown like this.
No.
Yes.
No.
Look at this.
White shirt, black pants.
No.
And I can put this over the material over. Where's the
it's
material?
Not here. It's on a
Okay.
different picture.
Yeah, I can put some yellow
No,
material
babes,
over.
no white, no black pants. The black pants are gonna bring a you're not seeing my color scheme. Like you're going to ruin the color scheme.
No, I'm gonna. There's a bit of black in the color scheme, right?
A bit. You
Yes,
having
so
a
I'm
whole
that
black
bit.
pants. See, I'm that bit. No. The black should always be an accent color, not a major theme color. You making the black a major theme color. Okay. Hi. Hey Gabsters. How you Gabsters doing? So I'm not quite sure where we ended off yesterday. The last thing I think we were talking about was wedding preps. Babes and I sort of agreed on, I need to actually, let me sit down here because this is a good sit down spot. Babes and I agreed on a couple of things. So we have agreed on outfits. We finally came to an agreement, and also we now have to basically finalize the guest list, because in Swaziland the number of guests that are allowed is 100. So we need to finalize the guest list, and then we can start booking things. The only thing about the wedding is that I actually can't arrive prior to the day, because we have actually our department strategic meeting that Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm literally also going to be arriving on the day of the celebration. So I'm trusting basically my sister and my niece, not my niece Loantle, but my niece from my cousin, to basically, you know, plan everything and put everything together. And then I'll just I trust them. They're both very pedantic. They've both got really good eyes. They both, in fact, I worry more about the fact that they might go overboard than underboard. So that's quite a relief. And yeah, so that's what's happening. It's been quite hectic. The nice thing actually is because we initially, I told you guys that we're initially going to have our Lobola negotiations and the celebration in April. And when we were planning back then, I was very like stressed out. I wanted to control everything, and I was just like, ah, you know. But now I feel like very relaxed. Me and my mom can actually have conversations, because last time, there was a time last time when my mom like hung up on me. My mother has never hung up on me, but when we were talking my traditional ceremony, when we were planning it for April, she hung up on me. So it was quite stressful, but I just also realized that it is actually a celebration, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, like perfect. And I think also, I mean, Corona has really helped, because a lot of the things that are generally unsure about have actually been forced to come to the thing. Like, for example, like having a guest list and people understanding that you have to keep to the guest list. That's something that, you know, usually like we struggle with. Like my mom wants to invite the world, and the guest list grows every day. Like that can't happen now. Like the guest list will get sort of like finalized very early on. So there's going to be very few things that are sort of left hanging for the final day. So that gives me a sense of like security and control over the situation, which then is helping me be a lot more relaxed about it. And also sort of like, yeah, it's just making me feel a lot more relaxed. It's going to feel a lot more intimate, which is what I really wanted. It's going to feel a lot more like the people that I really love and really want to be there, who've been a part of my life. Granted, some people that I really love and want to be there can't be there, but there's also going to be the South African one where a lot of like my South African friends who I really love and really want to be there can actually attend, whereas this is going to be more catering more for the Swazi sort of side of like my friendship circles, as well as like my Swazi family that potentially won't be able to travel to South Africa. Whereas before there was going to be the try to have the Swazi people in South Africa for the South African one, and then the South African people in Swaziland for the Swazi one. So it felt like it was like going to be like, I don't know, I felt like I was asking a lot of people and things like that, also like traveling for 2 ceremonies so far. So I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, like I like packages. I like living in like very controlled packages. I can't deal with like loose ends and things like that. So yeah, yeah, I mean, the most unfortunate thing is that like I can't invite my South African friends, or you know, my friends that live in South Africa, to Swaziland because of the number of restrictions and basically having to cater for the people in Swaziland right now. And yeah, it's been a lot. Like I'm gonna tell you guys about how we have decided to do like the negotiations and things like that when I come back. And yeah, also I don't know when this hair is gonna make an opening, but it's here, it's now, it's la. I bought this dress like 4 years ago, yeah, probably like 2016. I've never worn it because it was too long. I was too skinny, so it would hit the floor. So now I'm wearing it and it looks nice. So yeah, there's a lot happening before the end of the year. So you guys actually are going to have like a pretty nice ending to 2020, because I'm going to be releasing like a lot of really intimate behind the scene videos, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy them. I'll see you later. Hey guys, so it is actually the same day that I said that the next time you see me will be a different day, but it's actually the same day. And the reason why I'm like looking so different, but it's only like 45 minutes later, is because Babe and I are actually going to try and take Babes and I are going to take we need to do the invite for the wedding. So we're taking some pictures that Babes is gonna then turn into our wedding invite. So this is probably part of like the wedding preparation vlog. So you guys are I'll insert the invite. Excuse me, I'm feeling very crappy. Like it's day 2 of my period. I'm feeling just been out the whole day. Didn't have, oh that's pretty. I've been out the whole day feeling yucky, just, you know, So I don't know how they're gonna come out, but I think they're gonna come out okay. I did like a basic, this is a 5-minute face. You see this, a 5-minute face. So yeah, I will see you guys. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna just put this camera up so you guys can see how we do it.
Okay, but Instagram. Don't release it and release the couple. We're not getting married.
I can't do these pictures.
My hair.
I can post it.
I have to release my hair first. You can post it tomorrow. Let me release my hair.
So what happened was, the Jimmy's family sent the letter to my family to say that they would like to Lobola me, and you know, but then COVID hit, and then after COVID hit, we were like, okay, level 1 is coming, borders are gonna open, let's try and do this thing as quickly as possible, try and do it in 1 weekend so that you know, we don't know what's going to happen with COVID again, in case borders close, in case anything. Let's just try and, you know, be economic about this situation, but also efficient, and like, you know, just try and have everything in 1 weekend, try and negotiate and have the celebration, everything in 1 weekend, where you negotiate maybe on the Friday, and then on the Saturday or the Sunday you have the ceremony for like receiving the Lobola, and then it's like, it's done, right? But what ended up happening was that we couldn't get everybody together on time, particularly on my side of the family, because I have a huge family, and the people who were required to come and negotiate could not be contacted in that short period of time. And then the problem was we couldn't postpone it to November, because we had planned on October 23. We couldn't postpone it to November because then I was having my surgery, if you guys remember. So I was booked in for surgery already, and then we couldn't postpone it for December or January because Swaziland traditionally goes into seclusion. The king goes into seclusion around October, November for the Ingwala ceremony. So basically my uncles partake in a lot of the cultural traditions in Swaziland. We're a big like cultural family, and you know, quite involved in the cultural aspects of the family. So basically we missed the window period of being able to do it and have everyone available, because it was too close when the borders opened, and that gap between the borders opening and sort of doing it by October before the king went into seclusion happened. We couldn't get everybody together by then to be able to have it then. And then I had surgery, and then by then the king would be in seclusion, which means my uncle couldn't participate. My uncles couldn't participate because they were also in seclusion, and so it was this whole like thing. And then obviously come January, my mother gets sick, my mother passes away, so it became this huge thing. Dealing with families, dealing with uncles, and not even like dealing with like both families, just dealing with your own family, wedding planning and dealing with your own family. Like, I'm not even talking about other people's families, just your own, and how invested they get in your wedding, and how they are like, okay, this wedding must have this and this and this and this and this. And you're like, whoa, my wedding can only have, like, this is what I have in mind for my wedding. And other people are like, no, honey, your wedding must have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 1, point A. Like, it's just a lot. And yeah, it was a lot, but it was quite lovely because we were able to I didn't know much about the processes of getting married within like my own family. I come from a massive family, guys. Like I come from a big family. And as some of you may know, I'm not sure if all of you know, or some of you may know, my father passed away, so he wasn't there to be able to do the negotiations or to implement that discussion with the uncles. And then on top of that, most of sort of the uncles that we grew around with when we were growing up, because like my family is big, so we have uncles that my dad was close to and uncles that my dad wasn't close to. So all the uncles that my dad was close to, most of them have passed away. So the sort of like, okay, who do we go to aspect of that sort of was like, okay. But then we have an auntie, obviously from my dad's side of family, the only surviving sister. The other sister passed away, so we went to her, and then she sort of like instigated it and started it, and then got us in touch with other uncles who then let the family patriarch know that we are planning this. So in the process of figuring all of that out, we did have a meeting with that uncle who basically, we have an uncle in the family who manages all the wedding ceremonies in the family. So we managed to get hold of him, and this was like late in the planning processes. Like we had already started like paying, putting deposits down and all sorts of things, and then we got hold of him, and then he was like, no, actually this is like last minute, invites had gone out and everything, because the Gabbies of this world, these Joburg girls, these Joburg kids who go away and forget about their manners, their cultures and traditions, they plan, and then the uncle was like, no, my child, no, that cannot happen. You can't do it like that. We can maybe have a negotiation. No, he was actually like, no, can't happen like that, because it's too close, we don't have time to gather. And they wanted it like full on tradition, like they must come to deliver, they must come to knock to say that they want to come, because we don't really do letters, we do like face to face. So you go to the woman's house and you knock and you say, hi, we would like to come in and Lobola and whatever. And then when the borders started opening up, it was like, okay, now's the time to start to get going, right? But then in my mind, I'm like, okay, but everyone knows I'm getting married already, so this is fast. Like if we tell them now, there's like 2-3 weeks, they can get everything together. And then when we finally spoke to the uncle who handles all the weddings for my family, and he was like, no, child, no, it doesn't work like that. We want the whole thing. We want them to come to ask for you, and then we want them to come knock to say that they're coming to ask for you. Then there's the asking day where they come and they ask, and then they negotiate the lobola. Then there's another day for the ceremony to say that, okay, they're bringing some of the lobola and that they've asked for me. And then from there you can basically consider yourself married. And then once you've paid off the full lobola, then you have the full lobola umtsimba ceremony, which is like, you know, so that's the process of how it goes. But then it's COVID, guys. Like you can't have 3 ups and downs through borders of 10-15 people during COVID. Like it just got too complicated too quickly, to everything. So we had by then sent out invites and all sorts of things, and then we just decided that this is not our lot in life. This is not our lot in life. So that's how we didn't get the traditional wedding of our dreams. But I did get the wedding of my dreams. Actually, I have always said that I wanted a signing wedding, And I've been saying this, I think my niece was telling me that I think I told her when she was like 8 or something that I wanted that wedding, and she had like a flip. So when I finally had it and she was like, oh my god, I can't believe that COVID actually made it come true for you. I was like, yes honey, yes. So I got the wedding of my dreams actually. And then the next series that I'm going to be telling you about, or the next part of the series, is going to be talking about the lawyer's process and how we basically prepared for our marriage contract, whether we got married in community of property or out of community of property, and if it was out of community of property, what kind of contract did we. Obviously I won't tell you the nitty-gritties, but who doesn't like a little bit of legal talk? Anyway, thank you so much Gapsters for joining me on this video. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time and have learned something and have seen some of the behind the scenes of us doing it. It was really lovely. We did a whole photo shoot for, you know, our invites and all sorts of things. So we were really close. We were very close, but unfortunately no cigar. Bye Gapsters, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Okay, cool then. Let me edit the pictures.
Okay, let me release the hair to Instagram, guys. So I haven't released my hair on Instagram. I did it about a week ago, David. I did it a week ago. It's even growing out now, like it's completely like dark. And the reason why I didn't release it is because firstly, I hadn't released my dyeing my hair teal video, which only released this week. Firstly, so there was that. And then secondly, there's so many people currently on the gram who have blonde hair, particularly also people that I follow and I comment on their videos, and I didn't want to seem like I didn't want to seem like Nyaba Papela trying to like copy them or whatever. But I mean, I get inspired. I saw inspiration. I was inspired. I was like, yes, particularly. And then today, Jessica Tleho colored her hair. I saw on her stories that she went to Legends Barbershop and she went to color her hair back to black. Because I particularly like watch a lot of her videos and I comment on her a lot, and like, you know, like what don't judge me. Anyway, so I saw that she's gone dark hair, so then I was like, oh, so I sent her actually a message and said, oh, now I can release my blonde hair. She's like, release it. So I'm going to release my blonde hair today. Oh, actually also, now that there's a ring light in the family, thank you darling, I can also start doing like nighttime videos, because if you don't know, I am a night person and I am so active at night, but I could never do nighttime videos because the lighting in the house was always so not cool. But now that there's a ring light, we can have like nighttime chats, and just like I can do like proper like sit down videos at night, and just like, you know, because during the day my brain is not here. What you're seeing is a shadow of where I am. But I want to take off this top before it gets dirty, and I need to wash it, considering that I've only been wearing it for 10 minutes. And then I need to come up with a caption for my Instagram picture. And then, yeah. Also, today Babes and I are celebrating 2 weeks of living together. No, yes, 2 weeks of living together, because, yeah, in consecutive times. You know what I mean, like back to back. By now we are actually fighting and sitting. No, babes. I need to speak to my mother about how you are fighting and sitting and how you've moved. I need to tell my mother how he's brought in his clothes. The first was the toothbrush, nah? Then there was a babes, you know, I don't like the soap. Then there was a little sock. Now I'm like yeah. But so we need to talk to the parentals and the uncles. This one has been taking advantages. Okay, I'm feeling this ring light. Bye. This is 18 minutes and I've only been talking about nothing. Bye, Gapsters. Bye. Duck face. Bye.